once again class 11th. The second kingdom we have to study about the PROTISTA. Okay. Now what is the PROTISTA group? This our first important thing is that they are the eukaryotes, but they are unicellular. They are unicellular eukaryotes. Unicellular eukaryotes. These are unicellular eukaryotes. Eukaryote, it means they have the membrane bonded organelle. The organelles are membrane bonded and proper nucleus is present. Primarily they are, or basically they are aquatic in habit. Okay, basically these are aquatic in nature. Aquatic in nature. They are able to survive in water. That is the favorable habitat for them. So they are primarily or basically aquatic in nature. These have well-defined nucleus because they are eukaryotes. So they have well-defined nucleus. This is the characters of eukaryotes only. The well-defined nucleus. Organelles are membrane bonded. So they have the membrane bonded organelles also and well-defined nucleus. The organelles are membrane bonded organelles. These are the basic characteristic of the eukaryotes. You are able to write by yourself also. This is a basic character of eukaryote. Presence of flagella or cilia is there. Presence of flagella or cilia. These all are the locomotive organs. Flagella and cilia help to locomote from one place to another place. The reproduction mode, they have both type of the reproduction, asexual as well as the sexual reproduction. The asexual mode of reproduction is the fusion type of reproduction. Asexual is the fission, hormone method is there, and sexual reproduction. Sexual type of reproduction, the sexual reproduction is the zygote formation. Zygote formation. So these are the mode of the reproduction which is present in the PROTISTA. There are various types of the PROTISTA. We are able to classify the PROTISTA member in different classes. According to your NCERT book, the various classes are mentioned in that, and first group is called Cryosophites. First is Cryosophites. Cryosophites. Now, what is the peculiarity present in the cryosophyte? They are actually the golden algae. These are called the golden algae. These are golden algae. Golden, definitely their color is gold like color is there, so it's called the golden algae. They are also called jewel of plant kingdom. Jewel of plant kingdom. Definitely they are highly that is shiny substances there. These are actually diatoms. These are diatoms. This group is called the diatoms group because all the diatoms are present in this group. Diatoms, golden algae. Golden algae is also called desmids. What other characteristic which is present in the cryosophites? Other characteristic which is present in the cryosophyte, they are survive in the fresh water, the habitat they need the fresh water as well as the marine environment. They are freshwater species as well as marine water species. marine environment. They are able to survive in both the places. Some are the freshwater and some are of the marine climatic species. These are microscopic. That means we are unable to see with the naked eye. These are microscopic. They are very small in nature. They are the floaters of the water current. They do not have locomotory organ. Proper locomotory organ is not present in there. No flagellum is there. So they have no locomotory organ. But they are floaters. Why they are floaters? On the oil drop present in the water, they are able to float from one place to another place. I need to write here. Okay. These are floaters. These are floaters. Floats on oil drops. But no locomotory organs are present. Flagellum is absent. What is flagellum? It is the locomotory organ. And flagellum is absent in all the members of this class. Okay, so they have no flagellum, but they are floaters. Why they are floaters? Why they are floaters? Because they are able to float with the water current, with the motion of the water, wave of the water. Water current is the wave of the water. With the wave of the water or current of the water, they are able to survive one place to another place. These PROTISTA are the major producers. They are photosynthetic. They are autotrophs, and these are the important autotrophs. The first three class of PROTISTA actually able to make 80% of the food on the earth crust. 80% of the producer is contribute in this first three class of the PROTISTA. So they are photosynthetic and they are important producer or chief producer. Photosynthetic and important producers. First three group, they are the producers studied now. After that, the three, they are actually the producers. They are able to form 80% of the food, on 80% of the product or the food product formed by this first three group of the PROTISTA. What other important thing is there? These the member of this group, they deposit silica on their cell wall. Their cell wall contains the silica, and that silica cell wall is indestructible. We are unable to move with simple method. One more thing, it is called diatom. Diatom is 2. Why it is called the diatom? That is the peculiarity which is present in the cell wall. They are like the shape of their body is like the soap case. It has two parts like this. One is the smaller and one is the larger. Their shape is called the soap box shape. Soap box, which is rectangular in nature. They are not only the rectangular in nature, they are of the two types. They are the rectangular or they are the circular. And what happened? They form this type of the structure, and silica is deposited on the cell wall. The silica sand is deposited here. Okay, silica, that sand is deposited here. One more layer of the sand is there. One more layer of the sand is there. Okay, that is the process going on like this. Okay. They form a hard layer. This important characteristic present in here, it is they form the hard layer one over other. Different layers are formed. The shape is of the soap box like shape. One smaller part is there and that is covered by the bigger part. And on that bigger part, silica is deposited. The silica is deposited on cell wall. What happened? Silica is deposited on cell wall. Silica is sand. Silica deposited on cell wall. And when this species die, the silica layer is remain there. Silica is the hard layer. So they form the one layer, then another layer, then another layer. They live in the colony. The different type of the diatoms are there. One layer of the diatom, then second layer of the diatom, then third layer of the diatom. In this way, they form the diatominous earth. They form Diatominous Earth. Diatominous Earth. Diatominous earth means different layer of the diatom one over another. Although they are not only of the rectangular shape like the soap box, they are in the shape of the circular manner. When they are in the shape of the soap box, then they are called the pinnate, and when they are in the circular manner, they are called the centric. The two shapes are there, but roughly the majority of these are soap box in structure. Soap box, rectangular, and when they are in the shape of soap box rectangular, they are called pinnate, or circular, and when they are circular in structure, what we call them? We call the centric. So there are two shapes there, and this pinnate is able to form the diatominous earth. And diatominous earth is very important. Why it is important? We must talk it further little bit later. The reproduction. What is the mode of reproduction here? The mode of reproduction, there are two modes are present in the reproduction. One is called the vegetative reproduction and one is called the sexual reproduction. The two mode of reproduction is there, vegetative and sexual. Vegetative and sexual, two mode of reproduction is there. Now, what is the importance of diatominous earth? The important question is there. What is the importance of diatominous earth? This diatominous earth is a hard layer because the silica is deposited one over the another. So, they are formed the diatominous earth. As I told you, this is one diatom, this is another diatom, this is another diatom. In this way, they are arranged and silica is deposited in that outer cell wall. Again, one layer is there, then again one layer is there. In this way, the various layer of diatoms are formed, and the various layer of diatoms are called the diatominous earth. What are the uses of this diatominous earth? What are the uses of diatominous earth? It is very much important because they are important to make the insulated bricks. They form insulated bricks. Okay. These are also important. This diatominous earth is also important because it is used as a filtration of oil. Filtration of oil. It is also used in syrup. So it is important. One more important of diatominous earth is it is used in polishing the surface. It is used in the polishing. So these are the various important of diatominous earth. And this is the first group that is called this first group is called the diatoms group, or that is called the Cryosophites. Okay? Due to the deposition of the silica, this is the ornamental, that we call the golden algae or the jewel of the plant kingdom. So this is about the Cryosophites. Second class which is included, or second type which is included in the kingdom PROTISTA is the Pyrophyte. Pyrophyta, yeah, Pyrophytes. These are also called Dinoflagellates. These are also called Dinoflagellate. Dinoflagellates or flagellata or flagellates. Dinoflagellates. Okay. So this is the second class of the kingdom PROTISTA. What is the importance of this group? This is photosynthetic group. Again, which reminded photosynthetic. As I told you, these first three are able to prepare the 80% of the food on the Earth's surface. First three protista member, they are able to prepare 80% of the food on the Earth crust. These are especially marine species. The habitat is the marine habitat. They are abundantly live in the salty water or the sea water. They contain various type of the pigments, that is yellow, green, brown, blue, red. They have the different type of the pigments are present. They have different type of pigments are present. Pigments actually color. Pigments are present. Pigments which provide the color to any organism. What type of the color is there? Yellow, green, brown, blue, red, such as yellow, green, blue, brown, red. These all pigments are present in their body. They are colorful organisms. Actually, they are the colorful organisms. The cell wall of these organisms is the stiff. The cell wall is stiff. Okay? The cell wall is stiff. The cellulose cell wall is there, and cellulose plate is present on the outer surface due to presence of cellulose surface on outside the cellular surface is present. In the outer surface, cellular plate, you must write it, the plate on outer surface. Because of that, it is a stiff. Cell wall is stiff in nature. What are the peculiarity? They are they are also called the whorl wipes. Why they are called the whorl wipes? We must discuss about that. Whorl wipes. The Cryosophites are called the jewel of the sea or jewel of the plant kingdom, and this is called the whorl or whorling wipes. Whorl is in the spinning. Whorl means the spinning on the surface. One small toy is there, that is called the top. You maybe remember, may or may not be. I think so your parents remember it very well. Your parents, this is one wooden toy in which one nail is there. Some lines are formed here. What all we have to do, a long thread is there, rope is there. We have to rotate that rope on this top. We call it the top in English. In Hindi it called it two. And when we stretch the rope fastly, then this top starts spinning on one surface. Same, the behavior of this group of protista is also there. So they are called the whorling wipes. Why they are called the whorling wipe? That depend upon their shape. The body shape is there. The body shape of these is like that only. From this type of the body shape is there. They have the two flagella. They contain the two type of the flagellum. One flagellum is the longitudinal and one is the transverse. The groove is present. The one flagellum originates from the groove. The groove, the inside groove is there. From there, one flagellum is originated and it is like this. This is the longitudinal flagellum. And this longitudinal flagellum is responsible for locomotion. Locomotion, as I told you, this is a locomotory organ. So this longitudinal flagellum is responsible for locomotion. They are able to move the organism from one place to another. Now, what is the role of the second type of the flagellum? Second type of flagellum is the transverse flagellum. That flagellum generates from here. It takes one whole round from here, like this. This is called the transverse flagellum. Transverse flagellum. And what is the role of this transverse flagellum? This is the spinning. Same as the top, same as the leg too. This flagellum, when it stretches itself, the organism starts spinning on its surface. So this group is called the whorling vibe. Okay, this is the whorling vibe having two flagellum is there. Okay, first right here, it has two flagellas. One is longitudinal, and you know that. What is the role of longitudinal flagellum? That is for the locomotion, and second is the transverse. And what is the role of transverse flagellum? That is for the spinning. It contains two types of flagellum. Now also one important thing is there. The red DINOFLAGELLA. The red DINOFLAGELLA sometimes form a layer on the sea surface. Because they are red in color, so they form one red layer on the sea surface. And because of the formation of this red layer, because they reproduce continuously, why they form the layer on the surface? Because they multiply or they reproduce continuously and very fast. Because of the rapid multiplication, the number of this dinoflagellum, red dinoflagellum, is increases on the surface of the sea. And when their number is increases on the surface of the sea, the whole sea looks red in color. That is called the red tide. Okay, so this is a special character of the red dinoflagellum. Sometimes reproduce due to rapid reproduction, rapid or multiple, rapid but also multiple reproduction forms a red layer on sea surface, and it is called red tides. It is called red tides. Is this red tide is useful for the sea? No. Sometimes they generate some toxin due to red tides. Toxics are generated. Which kills the fishes. The small fishes are killed by this toxic. Toxic is the poison. The large amount of the toxic sometimes kills the fishes also. This is also called fire algae. Why it is called the fire algae? Because it generates glow in the dark. They are bioluminescence or phosphofluorescence. These are fire algae. Why these are fire algae? Because they are bioluminescence. Okay. These are bioluminescence. Bioluminescence means they are able to generate the light. When they are able to generate the light, they are also called phosphorylases. Phosphorylases. Phosphorylases means they are able to glow the light. Okay, they glow the light on the surface in the dark. Why they glow the light on the surface in dark? Because of protein called the luciferin. The protein which is present here is the luciferin. because they form a protein called luciferin. This protein glows in the dark. So these also called the fire algae. So these are also called fire algae. Fire algae, because the surface of the water start glowing because it is a bioluminescent in nature. These are mostly asexual in nature and very few sexual species are also there. So these are mostly asexual and rarely sexual in mode of reproduction. So this is all about the second class of kingdom Protista, that is the Dinoflagellates.